Okay, so we are starting with relationships today? Oh, we always start with relationships. All right, so let's start with relationships, love in the digital age, navigating social media and relationship boundaries. Basically, how is your relationship affected by, I guess, technology today, and how much easier or not easier it was back then? I guess I think that's all in perspective from the person.
Uh, Long distance for me, I've done it. I think you have to. Uh, I don't know if it would help. Maybe it might help because then you could see the person's life more. I guess you feel more connected through social media versus back then. You just kind of just maybe talk on the phone. You hear the stories. You may not hear the stories, but that also depends on how social the person is because not everybody is very social on social media at all. Like my brother has zero social media presence.
It doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist.
You know, he's alive to his wife, and if she can post him,
Well, that's true.
I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily a good or bad thing, but I do believe that people who overshare sometimes are like trying to prove a point. Like, I'll share my relationship, but it's not like all the time. Like, I don't know. Like, I have like people I followed and then they overshare and then you find out the guy was cheating or something happened and now they divorced it and they portrayed this like perfect relationship online and it really wasn't. So I think when you overshare, sometimes you're trying to prove a point. So I think there has to be a balance.
Well, what I hear is with the social media is when you had so many years of relationship and all of a sudden you delete your whole feed just because the person was in there. Like to me, that's still part of your history regardless.
I think that's retarded, like, period. And plus, I don't have that kind of time. I'm not going around to delete like 100 pictures just because we're no longer talking.
People
It's
do.
like, it's not that deep. And I guess at that point, you're not that important anyways. I'm not spending this kind of energy. But yeah, I think it's a good thing to stay connected. But I think it's also a bad thing for people with jealousy problem. So yeah, like this girl is in your DMs again and stuff like that. Or why are you checking on this person's page? But I think some people have like, I guess, insecurity issues past the social media. Like if a guy, dude, a guy is going to check girls on social media. Like if you're worried about that, then you might as well just take his phone away. Like you can't be unrealistic thinking your guy is not, it's social media. And that's very hypocritical. Because, like, let's be serious. You're checking dudes on social media. Actually, I've realized that girls are way more thirsty on social media than guys. Like, bad. Like, if you see a guy, like, half naked dancing or something, the comments under is just so inappropriate. It's like, you guys are like a piece of meat or something. Like, bad. It's worse. So I think, yeah, for like people who have jealousy or low self-esteem issues, it's a problem.
Yeah, because yeah, as you said, like I guess I myself, like our guys just scroll, they send each other stuff, girls, but it's girls that you're never gonna meet. The chance of a guy actually getting most of those girls who's on social media is very slim. So the point of you getting upset with something that's probably never gonna happen is kind of stupid, but it happens all the time. But it does open a window for some guys to get lucky and they can go ahead and get into those DMs for an actual girl. Because it's easier to find these days girls now than you would never have found before through social media. Like before, it was maybe you meet at a club or somewhere else, but you could be sitting on the toilet and you found some girl online that looks hot and you send a message.
Disgusting. But actually,
But
it's
I'm
true.
just
Look,
saying,
there's a thing here. It says married individuals not on social media report being 11% happier than those who actively use it. That means if you're not on it, you're happier. But another fact, no opposite sex friendships online. 60% of affairs start with just a friend on social media from the American Psychological Association. So 60% started on, I guess, on a DM. So I could see the hype.
yeah, them friends gotta go. Bye.
Well, I think that would be a different story. That's because Chris believes that a girl and a guy cannot be friends. I believe we could be friends.
No, they're just waiting. Just waiting.
I don't believe that. I will still stick to the end of the day believing a woman and a man can be friends.
The easiest girl to hook up with would be somebody you know. They might ask if you even have a chance is a different story. But do you both have things in common? You have a good relationship. You might most supposedly a nice guy because clearly you're friends.
Yeah, you're just friends.
Yeah.
Friend zone.
Until there ain't nobody there. Then what?
Nope.
Y'all broken up, he pissed. This dude's an asshole, and then where you fall into? Oh, come, let's go dinner, talk about it. Mm-hmm.
I still think you can.
Right.
Let's stay on topic, my friend. So it also says privacy and transparency. I guess that's what I was talking about. Like you're sharing too much, you're trying to prove a point. And yes, comparing yourself, your relationship. People always think it's greener on the other side. Let me tell you, people. And nobody sharing the fights on social media. I'm not going to be here on IG be like, Chris and I are fighting today, guys.
People do. The crazy ones.
Well, I guess that's also if your page.
On TikTok. They'll share that shit.
But TikTok is for weird people.
That's exactly
like a serious weird
TikTok people will share that shit.
So for normal people platform, nobody is sharing like the bad. It's just a highlight of your good days. Plus, the grass is never greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. I would like to say that.
I can see a social media reel right there.
Yeah. It's too bad people who only listen to audio can't see the moves. But yeah, stop comparing your relationships to what you see on social media. And then to find out that the people are divorcing next month. It wasn't that good to begin with, bro. Your relationship is just fine. Nobody's relationship is perfect. Everybody argues. Nobody looks like they look like on their Instagram 24/7. Those chicks needed. No, like, stop comparing your life to freaking social media. Dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Period.
So. The ones who are oversharing, the $50 million weddings, those are the first ones to go ahead and get down the toilet because they went in for what? The money, the rich guy. Overspending relationships never work.
Not necessary. That could work too. It depends on where you're used to.
Depends.
And if you have money and you come from money too. So I think it's like all depends. And I think now in our days, like people are becoming more jealous and more possessive and stuff. I don't know. I think things used to be easier because everything was more private. You couldn't put everything online. So I think it made things a little bit easier.
I guess who you are, who you're dating. Then you look at their profile, you start digging into what they're doing.
And some people might get obsessed. Like I saw you were on your friend's story. You said you were home, and then I saw you were in the streets.
Club somewhere.
Slackers. You should get better friends. Yeah, like, that was a joke. That's not your friend's fault. But yeah, like, I don't know. To me, I think we grew up in a better time in a way because we had so much more privacy, not only for relationships, but for like everything. I mean, you live more in the moment. Dude, what happened to sharing notes in class?
High school be old.
Okay, but even relationships now, high school, they won't share notes. Like they're like, send me a Snapchat. If we're still, I guess we're still doing Snapchat. But you know what I mean, right? Now everything is online. Like these people, can they even write? Do you guys even still write? It's just like, I was watching Ty yesterday and it's like, the thumb work, bro. It's ridiculous. It's just like, I don't know. It's a whole operation. So yeah. And it says 23% of adults in relationship feel jealous or insecure due to their partner's social media activity. 34% of them are among the age of 18 to 29. And then the increased Instagram usage is linked to lower relationship satisfaction and more conflicts. Cheating has never been easier. I guess that's what you were saying. A 2023 study found that 74% of people believe social media makes infidelity more accessible. That is very true, but I guess it's more for the lucky ones, like you said. But I think it's weird because I've had guys just like message me like, hi. And then to me, it's just like, it's just hi. But Chris thinks it's more than that. I'm like, it's impossible. My bio literally begins with, I'm a mom, a wife, and something else.
You could be high and by, no relationship, no strings attached. She don't want to get married, but she might give me a little something on the side.
Nah, bro.
That's literally what that means.
I just take it as high.
But it see it as, okay, is he being good to you? Is he
Yeah,
satisfying you?
no. And then I think, so we're clear, guys, like if you go into, or even a girl, into somebody's DM just saying hi, it's just like pretty random. It's really what the fuck, like lead with something else.
Remember we had the boys had that debate about messages to send. I think it was the same thing. They were
Yeah.
debating whether the whole hi thing was it or you need to do something special and
No, I think
corny.
you should say hi and then something.
I think it also probably depends on how well you know them too. Because if it's somebody connected to maybe, they should probably respond back. Like if it's a friend of a friend who kind of know you, I think hi is a easy enough opening line versus after the whole explanation of a corny joke when, hey, you kind of know me. So don't be like, I had the pickup line. Then it just seems like you're being a creeper now. You just open the door to a small conversation for somebody that kind of know you.
I don't know. Maybe I've just been out the loop too long.
I'm just saying, you don't have to be complicated. If you responds, but
I don't know.
if
It's the same way when I call you guys in the house and I say your name and you don't respond, I have to follow with, can you come here?
us, you have to know why, because it always comes some annoying thing.
We're just getting rude.
And just gotta walk down to hear what the rest of the conversation is, and you're like, why am I here exactly? Couldn't send me a text message.
It was something very important.
Or a
If I call
Snapchat.
you, it's very important. I'm not freaking Snapchatting you.
I think the problem with the whole social media thing is then you start to put together this specific list of things, boxes to check off. Like, this person, I like to do this, I like to do that. So this person has to have particular features. And, versus you meet somebody in a club and just like, you just have a chemistry, yes or no. All right, then bye.
There's nothing worse than an unrealistic checklist.
Yeah. Which you never really realize how do you look on that other side of the checklist? But you know goals, you know nothing.
And half of the time you can even check your checklist. That'd be ridiculous. Oh, I want a guy who makes at least $1 million. Have you made $1 million in your life?
Yeah, you want the rich guy with the car, the money, 6'4", build muscles while you're,
Well, you don't even go to the gym.
You don't go to the gym. You don't work out. You didn't finish. You didn't not in college, no nothing. But you gotta get the high quality guy because I'm a bad bitch.
I don't know. I see some of those things online these days, and I'm like, these chicks are like freaking unrealistic. And then they're gonna tell you there's no guys out there. Yeah, it's because you guys are all going after the same one guy.
Yeah, the same one guy.
Like,
You need to work
and
on
then
yourself.
you wonder why you can't keep him because there's just all of you throwing yourself at him. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with a UPS guy, right? Like, first of all, they make money. I think they have great benefits. They're in uniform. I mean,
Something you want to talk about? Sound a bit thirsty.
But you get the point. Like the regular guy, like not the guy doesn't always have to be like this, like Fortune 500 and yeah, and then it's the whole what do you have to offer?
Yeah, to me, most relationships should be a 50-50 type of thing. Maybe I was paying half, but you should come to more to the table than just, you're hot. There's 1,000 hot girls out there. If one thing,
These days there
if
really
one
is.
thing Instagram is gonna show you, there's 1,000 hotties out there. So if you ain't coming more than that, you can get nothing. Any type of real guy, high value guy that has a shit together, he's getting tons of ass somewhere. Like you have to come in more than that. They want somebody who is going to provide value, help them, build them up. And if you're an idiot, that nice Gucci is only going to get you so far.
You're great in the bedroom and it either because he can pay for that shit too.
Exactly.
Like,
That's the next thing. Yeah, I could pay for it. So it's like,
oh,
what's
I
the
get it
point?
for free depending
Yeah.
on who the guy is. So it's just like, so yeah, with that, I believe that, and I guess that's through the self-development thing too that you learn. And I think it's true. You have to become what you want to attract. So if you want a guy who works out, shit, if you want a guy who works out, maybe you'll meet him at the gym. Have you tried going to the gym? You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you want a funny guy, maybe you try become more fun. You want a clean guy, is your house clean, you know? You want a guy who's gonna cook for you. Can you cook? And by the way, I am very scared for my poor child and my future daughter-in-law because apparently none of you girls can cook these days, in the next generation. I'm gonna need you all to get you some cooking classes. And I do not care for all the ones who are gonna come at me with, oh, that is so sexist and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we can manage to do it all. And there's a time and a place for a man and a woman. I'm very modern, but I'm also conservative to a certain way. Chris cooks, like, I made the stuff today and he finished the meal. So like we can alternate, but I feed my family every day. Like unless I'm not in the mood and we'll order something out. But first of all, I like to know where my food is coming from. Like we've become so picky with stuff that I rather cook anyways. But yeah, like it's in this modern age. She doesn't need to cook and why should I cook? No, 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 no. And you know what? Like, it's nice to cook for somebody once in a while. Or cook for yourself. Like, just get you some cooking lessons, bro.
Yeah, trust me. If anything, that's at least one value you could provide is, oh, she's a great fucking cook. Like to me, that's a big perk as a woman. Is like every guy loves food, especially comes from your wife or somebody you like. It's even better. Because to me, at the end of the day, as a guy, I'd be like, then what do I have you here for? If you can't provide anything else other than your good looks, it's like, what do you do for me?
And then I kill it every holiday. Everybody loves to come to my house to eat. Like, you know, like, I don't know. And I think it's a part of your feminine energy, but that's a different story because now guys be feminine. But anyways, that's a topic for another day.